Hi, everyone. My name is Razyel Kayne, and I welcome you to the night shift. It's been no, I did it last week. Man, I've been on vacation this week, so the passage of time has eluded me or confused me, or I'm all over the place. Today's Friday, and I have a great guest tonight, Bert the Stormtrooper. Bert the Stormtrooper, great friend of mine. We've been, YouTube buddies for a long time. Actually, we're gonna meet for the first time in Orlando, in October. I'm really happy about that. A lot of the people that I expected to go to Orlando might not be able to go in, so I'll bring in my guest at 9:30. We're gonna go over the usual, guys. Today, I want to talk about a couple things. The Of course, sponsor, which has this is not the picture for the sponsor. Sorry. So, all right. The new blaster is for sale at DJC Collectibles. Of course, you can get your 10% discount code going in the banner at the bottom. And then you have Beast War Galvatron 2. So I think these were up last week. Haven't seen any new figures going up. One thing that I would have loved to see here at DJC would have been the Seekers 4-pack, which is now a exclusive made to order from Hasbro Pulse, which I did order. I was able to get it because now, good news, and that's news to me. If you order for over $75 US on Hasbro Pulse, they will now ship free in Canada. So that's really something different, because last time I ordered, it cost me an arm and a leg. I was really, upset about that because I bought a tiger track, and it was a gift for my youngest. So I had promised him the figure, and then the shipping was the same cost as the figure. I'm like, oh, okay, not cool. But they switched that around, so now I'm glad that I could get that 4-pack. What else do we have at DJC? We have a new pre-order for Batman 2022. That looks kind of good. You have some big rubber, a Thor frog. Wow, the Thunder Frog action figure. That's really something. I never expected to see a figure of that. It actually looks really good, but I mean, it's $92. So you want to pay that for a frog? And then you have some Jada Toys Invincible Wave 1. That's new at DJC, a new toy line that he's bringing. So that's really fun. Then you have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Ultimate Santa Leatherface and Sinestro. New arrivals, the SH Figure Arts Marvel Spider-Man Gamerverse action figure. I have to be honest, I did not get this because I try not to buy anything Marvel or Disney, but I did order a KO that's going to come out in October from AliExpress. So shame on me, but hashtag no money to Disney. Oh, we have Quentin. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. And Ultra Megatronus, who's been trying to cheer me up all day, and it's almost working, man. Thanks. Broly gets 2-figure. You have the Super Saiyan Broly fully powered, and then the 48th anniversary reissue from P Bandai. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you can get this blank male body from InArt. That's something. And then you can get a big bird, and then a fantastic looking Wesley Snipe. I mean, that blade from Deadpool and Wolverine looks really good. And now they're petitioning to do a Ford Blade movie. But also they're petitioning to do a Gambit movie, and I don't know, maybe other stuff. So yeah, this is what's right now on new arrivals. And then incoming, you have some big rubber wrestling figure, and you have Stan, the real from the real Ghostbusters. And then maybe I can order one of those character, the clown, for my wife. She likes the NECA figures. So anyway, let's go in for the topic. Where's my wonderful topic intro? It's staying. I just say it's cheap, and I love that little intro. So anyway, what I want to talk about is two things. First, um, hold on. The I want to talk about a little bit of TFCon. So let's bring in the shared screen. There you go. So these are some of the pictures I was able to take. Of course, these pictures are terrible because I'm in it. Um, Bumblebee. Okay, so for people who've been following me for a while, you know that Dan Galvezan was my first voice actor spotlight. Bumblebee was actually my first. The Netflix Bumblebee was my first story review. I really wanted to get this man on my show. So I gave him my business card and I told him about the voice actor spotlight and the fact that I interviewed a bunch of people. But I did mention to him, I said, "You're the white whale." And when I said that, he he had a surprise of like shock in his face that I would consider him a white whale, and he said, "I'll be honest with you, I don't really like talking about myself and this stuff." And I'm like, "I get it." I said, "But," and then he signed this for free. He signed the Bumblebee book. I'll show you, after I stop sharing the screen. But he did sign that for free, plus a picture, not for free. He said, "I will get in touch with you." So that's something I've heard from many actors. I think he was genuine. We had a great time. We talked for a while. I came back to his stable, asked him for a couple of things. Great, great guy. And he had a great panel. Of course, you have some dumb questions, people are asking him. But yeah, then I got to reconnect with David K, gave him my new card. I was wondering why his publicist wasn't replying to me. He doesn't work with that publicist anymore, so he said to reach to him directly. So maybe I'll try to reach him for another interview. It'd be a third interview with David. I would love to be able to do that. Richard Newman. So after some uh, hinting as to who I was, Candice was able to remind him that I interviewed him and gave him my name and everything. He was such a lovely man the whole time at the convention. We interacted a few times. Richard Newman is absolutely fantastic. Love the guy. So yeah, it was just so cool to see him. Um, and then Candice herself, like she's a YouTube, a Facebook friend, really, for the longest time. And to be able to reconnect, connect with her for the first time, we chatted a little bit. She was really busy, because she's the handler for Richard. So we didn't have time to have lunch or anything, but we talked a bit. And I'll show you another picture in a few moments. Something that I pulled off that I'm really proud of. This is Lance Park. A friend I met at Baltimore 2 years ago. He's a good friend of Extra Zero, who's a recent father, so his show is on hold right now. The 0 hour, I think. So we had lunch. Great guy. We had fun. So those are some of the picture I took. But to Razyel, signed by Jordan Prime. Who I did not see this tag. Okay, I'm gonna have to get back to this. Okay, that's a new picture. Oh yeah, third party panel, Bingo Toys. This is Computron. If you're not buying this, you're insane. This is going to be the penultimate Computron. I already have the arm, the left arm, the right arm will arrive here by hopefully September or October, and then the rest of the bodies by 2027. This is a fantastic figure, so I was really happy about that. And then this is probably the greatest moment of my convention because, for those of you who don't know, when I was way younger, I used to try to photobomb a whole lot. I got on a newscast once. I like just snapping pictures when, inserting myself in pictures when people are taking a picture. And Candice was actually taking a picture of these Beast War cosplayer, and I just happened to walk by, saw her with the phone, and I just turned, smiled, and kept walking. Fantastic photo bomb. I'm so happy. So then when she posted the picture, I'm like, yes, it worked. So yeah, that was great fun. So that's her album. And then that's the picture she took. She actually made me look not fat, so I'm happy about that. And then and then my other stuff that I posted this week, which is what I want to kind of get into today. Um, I'm trying to. I don't want to make my guest wait too long. If I can get through the news, and because I really want to talk to him, I want to complain about YouTube burying us. So basically, I used to get somewhat decent view, right? So most of my videos would hit about 3 to 400, 500 views. But recently, it's been terrible. So the last video I did, which actually had good views, was where is it? Skywarp, 3,000 views. That's even unusual for my channel. Okay. I usually get maybe 1,000 for a very good video, something that's been popular. But 3,000 was the last big one. But before that, maybe 300, not even 100 for Kranix. And it's not just me. I mean, Missing Link, I thought I was going to get at least 1,000 for this guy, Ultra Magnus. Didn't happen. So yeah, it's frustrating. And now, I'm making these like Hound figured, 60 views. That's not good. But I understood that a lot of people got Hound. A lot of people already reviewed Rodimus Prime. Sunstreaker, same. Actually, Sunstreaker 186. I did not expect that much. So Shockwave 100 views. YOLO Park never does good on my channel. This was just a vintage toy. So, Starscream, almost 300, 279. And I thought he was going to do a whole lot more because of the Skywarp result, right? Oh, hey, Fishy. Good to see you, man. Clinical's there. Quinton again, and then Fishy and Timios. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. So anyway, I thought Starscream was going to do better than this. And then I'm at part 3 now of Yes Guardia, of part 4, 31 view, 27 view. I didn't expect anything for this guy, which is basically, I'll show it in a minute. The Defensor, it's a KO of the Make Toys oversized version. So I'm like, oh, this is not going to do that great. I get it. It's 6 years old, blah, blah, blah. And then I did 3 videos for BoardCon, which is G1 Broadside, a absolutely fantastic figure. So it was so big that I did one video, the Big Heavy Bot, which is the review. And then I did a transformation only video. Like I just did the transformation. I narrated the whole thing. And then I'm not even getting 50 views between those two. And that's, I have to say, is freaking upsetting. Because it's a very anticipated figure. I don't know if this is the first version of this guy that came out, because I know they're doing a different version with a different head, because he had two different sculpt in the show. So I really expected to get more views on this, because this guy is huge. It took forever to shoot. So I'm actually upset with this, and then, part 4 of the Guardia set, 12 views. I mean, it's not great. So I don't know anymore. And I know this is happening across the board. Some people are still getting good views, but I know a few of my friends on YouTube also have experienced downgrade. The feeling right now we're getting is that we're being buried. We're actually being buried in the algorithms. Maybe YouTube is pushing us out, because they want big production company, and but they're not giving us a chance to grow really. but I'm enrolled in, they asked me to be part of their YouTube membership partner program where they teach you how to get more members. Yeah, I really wish I was in the algorithm uh, tutorial, like how to manipulate, uh, your views, where to promote. And that's another thing. Where do you promote your YouTube anymore? It used to be on TF World and Tformers and Facebook. But now some people are finding success with TikTok, which I don't want to get TikTok for personal reasons. It's just me. Um, I don't want to get Twitter, but then again, do I do it just for the channel to promote this stuff? It's extremely hard to market yourself on different platforms, and so much now that I'm getting spammed with ads from Zeely or something like that. That for a one-time fee of $67, I could easily promote all of my stuff. But I want to like, is this a scam? Because it sounds way too easy to go. And look at that, Quentin. I had to go to your channel to find those vid. Your stuff just didn't show up normally, and I have the bell turned on too. That's another thing. What's the point of the bell now if subscribers? I have not a lot of subscribers. I have 1,560. I'm expecting them to get notification. But if all of my subscriber turned off the bell, then I'm just doing this review for myself. Oh, but my live stream always shows up. Well, that's something. That's actually good. So yeah, that was my rant about views. I don't know what to do, and I'm seriously thinking of just keep going with the live stream and go back to doing voice actor spotlight. I have to find my motivation to work on those again because they take a lot of time. But right now, I spend so much time on BoardCon or Broadside, and I'm getting shit results. So, am I putting my time at the right place? I'm starting to think that I don't. So yeah, we'll see. And then the interviews, I gave my card to a bunch of actors. David Sobolov, maybe 3 weeks ago, and haven't heard from him. I know he has my card. Because I went to that convention for 5 minutes, walked in, gave him my card, gave him my spiel, got out because it was like a Pokemon card convention or something like that. So I think I'm seeing less of your stuff since I became a member. Well, I did not post reviews for a while now because I got busy with stuff. So I've been spamming reviews right now because Starscream was 3 weeks ago. And then I restarted 3 days ago to do reviews because, I had some backlog. But maybe, I don't know, I posted me. I thought I was going to jumpstart the views. I don't know. So I get it. But thanks for you guys that, still like my videos. And, you know, Big M has been a very good supporter of mine. So I appreciate that. So, but maybe I'll try to probably invest my time in something that I can get repeat business from. So the voice actor spotlight is probably a better way to do that. I just have to find the motivation to do that research, get back into it, get back into what I actually love doing because I did love doing it. So, we'll see. Quick bit of the news now before. Oh, well, I just want to show you. I have 3 pickups, which is not really a pickup, but on Saturday or Sunday, you'll be able to see the assembly of this guy, which was not easy, but it's a fantastic figure. And actually, you'll hear me complain or doubt the stability of the figure as I'm putting it together, but he's actually very stable. So I'm happy about that. Since I bought the 4-pack of the Seekers, right? There's Sunstorm in there, who's part of the welcoming committee. So, yeah, might as well try to get the welcoming committee. So, if I know they didn't do I don't remember his name. Oh, Bitstream. I haven't seen a Bitstream in the main line for a while. So, I don't think they made him yet. But Hotlink, I'm looking for. and he's crazy prices. So anybody has a hot link for sale, I'm your guy. And then Barkon, who is honestly, if you don't have a broadside on your collection, this is the guy to get. Absolutely, this is the guy to get. I added logo, and even then, oh, all right, something. You can display him both ways if you want. So you add two logos to it, but those came from Toy Hacks. Actually, I'm not sure where they came from because they didn't feel like Toy Hacks, but they kind of did anyway. So yeah, so we're gonna go over a bit of the news. Then I'll bring in Bert. Here's the news. Here. So one thing, if you backed the Brutal Realm highly articulated action figures, the project manager actually launched on July 12th. And these are some of the sample shots of their figure. I'm getting a Native American barbarian. So tan skin, black hair, kind of looks like Conan. Because I didn't like their crow man that they were doing because he had like that big crow on his chest. I didn't like that. So, and I bought this just because I want to try different things. So that's finally coming. One thing I always talk about is Frazetta Girls. No new product from Icon Collectibles or Frazetta. But if you want to learn about Fire and Ice, the archives, part 1 and 2 are live on their website, their YouTube channel. They're getting views, 17K, 27K. Maybe I should talk more about Frank Frazetta. But Sarah did a great job talking about her grandpa, his involvement in the Fire and Ice movie. If you haven't seen Fire and Ice yet and you follow my channel, go watch Fire and Ice. You need to do that. So, yeah. And then that's my rant. And any good leaks? So these are all figure that came out. Some Jetfire Armada. Of course, it's all from Tformers.com because that's my favorite news site. Not gonna lie, I'm not a Jetfire Armada fan. This, what are you really paying for? Like, I don't know. Commander class, I'm not seeing it, but I mean, if you're happy, you win. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, the Matrix. Most people got the Matrix now. I know my friend Ken did. The Lugs did. So hey, do we have Jimmy G? Hey, we have Jimmy G. Thanks for showing up, man. Good to see you. So you have the Matrix. It plays the touch. So if you have a kid, you have your kid open it and then you blur yourself in with editing and then you're holding it like he's growing up like Rodimus. Anyway, that's a thing. I'm not picking that up because my wife saw the price. 40th anniversary of this. Well, can you decode the message? Somebody did decode the message, and it's like one thing ends and something else begins. So my joke was that Hasbro's fully going digital, canceling all their toy lines. That's a joke. It's not going to happen. But yeah, it's probably going to be a 2-pack of Optimus Prime and Rodimus Prime, something like that, or Hot Rod. Timelines, Megatron. This shit. Honestly, the timelines was such a good idea when they had the 2 trains, the stupid biplane, or not even a biplane, that plane Starscream did transformed into, and Megatron as a cannon. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then they did the second wave, and it's again the same characters as different things. I'm like, I'm out. Do Skywarp as that eagle thing. Do Shockwave as the bull, and then I don't know, anything as Ironhide as the bull in the cart, and do new characters, different characters. So that's too bad. What else is interesting? Seekers gift box exclusive sticker from gift box exclusive sticker. Okay. All right, a box of stickers. Go ahead. I want to know. Oh, Dr. Wu Justice Wolf micro grade shot. That looks really good. I'm not a big collector of Dr. Wu, but Repaint of six shot looks good. Uh oh, that's okay. That's the gift box for Seekers. What? Why are they calling it Seekers? Okay, Seekers, Optimus Prime, and Hot Rod, Hot Wheels, more coming soon. Okay, a lot of stuff coming from the Japanese market. That's cool. Not much of new figures. Ghost Starscream was shown. Kodansha Transformer Fanbook 2026 Moog Ghost Starscream exclusive. So it's clear plastic of the Earthrise mold. I don't want to click on the video for copy. Oh, okay, there's pictures. This is it's core class. Bullshit. I don't need this. All right. Well, that's going to be for the news. I'm going to bring in my guest before he falls asleep. So, Bert the Stormtrooper has been a actually good supporter of mine. He's been a good friend. We've interacted a few times. I had his back when some people attacked him many years ago. So, yeah, let's bring him Bert.
Huh?
Of course you did.
Who attacked me?
Oh, that was Raw Dog.
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, I'm going to say his name because I don't care.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it was anyway, he's gone, and
He's gone.
we don't mention him. And actually, we never mentioned him before he mentioned us. So, yeah.
I still, to this day, have never mentioned him. Ever.
Technically, yeah, you're absolutely right. To this day. So, yeah. Your camera's good.
I never addressed any of it. I never went publicly to say my side of things. I just let it be. I just let it play out and just let someone else show their own true colors until they
Yeah, exactly. So no, anyway, that was
that was the end of that. And
yeah.
That's all I've got to say about that.
Yeah, there you go. You're actually quite good with impressions, I have to say.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, how have you been?
Tired.
Yeah, it's 9:30. I know I'm doing a late show. It's the late night.
An hour past my bedtime. My wife is so frustrated with me because we sit down and watch TV every night, and I follow by 8:30. I'm on the couch. We have a new couch. We've been trying to watch The Bear.
But it's too comfortable.
I got her into it because it's like, I think it's 5 seasons and they're 30-minute episodes, and they're like 10 episodes per season. I'm like, this is an easy watch. Let's watch this together. We're on season 4 now, and I haven't finished a single episode with her.
I love that. See, that's my wife is kind of she's the sleepier one, but she's gonna be polite. Unlike my dad. My dad was like you. He stayed even at the theater. He went to see The Matrix, and that's a high intensity action, interesting story. He fell asleep, and I'm like, did you not fall asleep? He's like, the only movie he went to the theater and not fall asleep on was Phantom Menace.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, so my dad he did like Star Wars back then. Doesn't know the name of the characters, he's not into Star Wars, but but these days you're into Star Wars, right?
Some would say that I have been into Star Wars at some points in my life.
Yeah, but recently you've been posting some really awesome craft that you've been doing. The lightsabers.
I've been going. I have had several sources refer to me as General Grievous lately. to include the narrator at Savi's workshop at Disney World. They've kind of gotten, because they've seen me go in there now like 5 or 6 times in the last year to build a lightsaber.
Nice.
Usually, Carmen and I will go in there and we're dressed up, and they're like, "Which one are you building this time?" And what so like he's like, "Oh, you're like General Grievous," and they see a picture of my wall, and so I've gone into, let's see, I think last year I went to Savi's and built my first lightsaber.
I think so, yeah.
And then earlier this year, we did a whole family vacation. We took the 4 of us, and we also took my oldest daughter and her husband. And I got lightsaber builds for everyone. So we all went in and we all built lightsabers together.
Okay.
So when I did that second build, I built the other half of the first one I built. So the way it works, if you're, for those who may not be familiar, when you go there are 4 styles that you can pick from. Sometimes of the year they'll have a 5th one, but it's like a limited time kind of a thing. But usually there's 4 styles. There's there's a dark side style, and then there's like a nature style. There's a light side style. There's like an Old Republic style. They have different names. I'm not to get into all the details, nitty gritty of it, but so you pick a style. You pick which style you're going to make, and I tend to lean towards the dark side. Okay. So you pick your style, and when you go in to build it, you basically have 2 of each part. So, like the emitter, where the blade comes out of, there's 2. There's 2 of those. You can pick whichever one you want.
Okay.
The pommel at the bottom, there's 2 of those, so you can pick one of those. The switches, there's 2 of those, so you can pick which switch you want. And then the sleeves for the main body, there's 4 of those because you pick your lightsaber, right? So you have all these choices of how you want to build your saber. So really, everybody gets to kind of build their own custom saber. So the first time I went, I built what I wanted to build. And then the second time I went and I said, I'm going to pick the same style I picked last time. And I'm going to pick every part I did not pick last time. So now I have every piece from that set.
Okay.
So,
but then you did 5 lightsabers, so you went and picked other styles along the way.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, my kids built, each of my kids built one. So
right,
they and those are theirs. But then I've gone back and I've built again, and I've bought some at conventions. I've bought some at conventions, and so and then I've bought some of the retired. It looks like they're going to retire these lightsabers every 3 years, and they update the parts.
Oh, okay.
So the first time I went last year, when I built the dark side lightsaber, that was version 2. Version 1 had already been retired.
Yeah, okay.
So I built both version 2s. When I went last month for Father's Day, was it Father's Day?
Yeah.
June. So a couple of weeks ago, we went on vacation, and then for Father's Day, my wife surprised me. She said, "We're going to Disney, so you can get a lightsaber." And the idea was that she was going to get me the Cal Kestis lightsaber. If you've played Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor,
I have not give any type of money to Disney in a long time. So actually, I went against my own rule.
By the way, you're missing out.
I know.
Not to be pushy about the whole, you should make this exception, but you are kind of missing out because the games are fantastic. So that was the whole thing, is that she was going to buy me that lightsaber, and we didn't know they had ran out. They're still sold out of that lightsaber. So then I went to Savi's. They had just come out the month prior with the new version 3 of the dark side lightsaber. So I said, I'm going to go to Savi's and I'm going to build the new version 3 dark side, and I'm going to make a video. So that's the last video that I made with that lightsaber. And next chance I get, because we have passes, right? So on any given moment, Carmen and I will just pick a day. We'll take that day off. And usually we'll pick a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Yeah, there's less people.
When there's less people, we'll take that day off. We'll get dressed up and we'll go to the parks. And then and I'm gonna go build that lightsaber. And that's a whole nother thing, is that dressing up thing. It's called park bounding or Star Wars bounding. It's a relatively new thing to me, but I mean, costuming isn't
you've costumed for a long time.
Yeah, we did the costuming thing for 20 years, right? But this, so what it is with Disney is a little background on me real quick. Back when Disney used to do Star Wars weekends at Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
And they used to have those parades of stormtroopers marching down Main Street on the weekends. Disney only had, I think, 5 or 10 stormtrooper suits total. They didn't have 200 stormtroopers.
Okay.
So they would ask the 501st to come and do the parades for them. So we would come in, and there was a whole protocol about it, and we had to come in the back gate and backstage. We would have our bins with our costumes. They would bring the police dogs out to sniff everything out, and we couldn't have any media on us, no phones, no recording, no none of that. There's a whole jumping of hoops that we had to do, but eventually we would be suited up in our own suits that we owned, and we would be lined up backstage at Hollywood Studios, and they would march us out, and we were the ones that did those parades for them.
Right? Okay. But hold on. Let's back up just a little bit. You said they would hire the 501st?
Not hired. It wasn't. We didn't get.
But what's for those who don't know, because I don't know, what's the 501st?
Okay, so you don't know the 501st?
I'm from Canada, and no,
it's worldwide.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The 501st Legion is you ever been to a convention and seen stormtroopers walking around?
No, I have not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so, conventioning is new for me.
Okay. So it's a worldwide costuming organization that does the bad guys of Star Wars, and we own our own suits, and they are movie quality suits. In fact, I've often argued that they're better than movie quality suits, and I'll tell you why. When they made those movies, they would take whoever's a stormtrooper, right? They would dress that person up. 2-3 people would go and make sure that their costume is ready to go. They would call action. They would run across the camera, and they would call cut, and then they would go and fix that person. We don't have that kind of
manpower.
So our suits have to work all day.
Okay.
They're better built because we have to wear, we wear those costumes. We wear them all day when we did those, hey, Patriot Prime.
What's up, Jason?
When we did those parades for Disney, our suits couldn't fall apart in the middle of those parades. So for those reasons, I always often argued that our suits were better than the ones they used in the movies. They're better put together. So it's a worldwide costuming organization. It's mostly for charity. We did a lot of, we would do like hospital visits, children's hospital visits, fundraisers, parades, that kind of thing.
And it's just villains.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to be you want to be a stormtrooper or Darth Vader or Boba Fett or armor, that kind of thing, that's the 501st. If you want to be a good guy, like an X-wing pilot, like my wife was a member of both. The good guys are the Rebel Legion.
Right, of course, they're rebels.
So my wife was a member of both the 501st and the Rebel Legion. She had an X-wing fighter with the orange flight suit.
Yeah.
Like you see Luke wearing. And then she also had a TIE fighter pilot.
Oh, okay, cool.
So she did both. So yeah. So we would go and do those parades for Disney back in the day and whatnot. Now, after the parade was done, if we wanted to go back in the park, we had to get out of our suits before we could get back into the park. The rule with Disney is, so to kind of circle back around to park bounding, the rule with Disney is that kids can dress up however they want.
Yeah.
Adults cannot dress up to a degree that other guests might confuse you with park employees or characters.
Okay, so you couldn't dress up as Darth Vader.
Right.
Because then people might come up to you.
I still have my Stormtrooper suit. I still have my Clone Trooper suit. I cannot wear those to Disney. They're too good. Right. It could, anybody that saw me and that would think that I'm a park character or an employee, and that brings liability issues. So what park bounding is dressing up in semi-regular clothes, regular or semi-regular clothes. You don't want to look like a main character. The idea here is, the trick to this is look like a background character.
Okay, so you have like the brown pants, a little flashy coat, but it's not Han Solo's.
Right.
You have a belt, a holster, but it's not.
You've seen how my
I've seen pictures of you and
go to the parks, and basically we look at like background characters, we look at video game characters. We're like, okay, I can get a jacket or a vest that looks like that. We can get a belt like this. We can get boots like that, and just kind of put something together that looks like any nameless citizen of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And so what's cool about it is when you're dressed up that way and you go to the parks, the way they've built Galaxy's Edge is very immersive, very, very immersive. When you walk through, there's like this tunnel that you walk through, and when you come out at the other end, you are in the planet of Batuu. You are in Star Wars. It is fully immersive. It doesn't matter in which direction you look at. You are in that planet.
Okay. Right. And that's at Disney World itself. Like it's part of the question. Like it's just because to me, being up north, a trip to Disney World for a family of 3, like we are right now, that's a $10,000 trip, right? It's crazy expensive. My wife wants to do it at one point. I'm like, can we go to Universal Studios instead? I'm more of a movie guy now, and I don't want to give money to Disney. So, but it's still very expensive. But for you, who I'm guessing you're very close to Disney World, being in Orlando.
Yeah.
Like, what's a daily pass for a citizen of Orlando?
I don't know. My wife bought the
okay.
I pay. So we have these passes with both Busch Gardens and with Disney.
Okay.
And we basically just pay a monthly on it. And it's very affordable. So with the Busch Gardens one, we get Busch Gardens, we get the water park that's across the street from Busch Gardens, and we get SeaWorld.
Okay. All right.
So like going back to Father's Day, when we came back, we spent our vacation, we went to Georgia. We spent a week at Great Wolf Lodge in Georgia. When we came back, instead of coming down here, Patriot Prime, hold that thought. I got a anecdote.
This one there?
Yes. What quick answer is yes, he does. Sit on that. So when we came back from Great Wolf Lodge, instead of coming back home, I live closer to Tampa. So I'm about 2 hours away from Orlando. But instead of coming home, we went to Orlando instead.
Okay.
And we did a day at SeaWorld. And then we did 2 days at Disney. Because we don't pay for parking, and we don't pay for to go into the parks.
Let's go. It's like me going to Montreal. Like I'm 2 hours from Montreal, and they have a Six Flags La Ronde there.
Ooh, wow, man, I miss Six Flags. I haven't been to Six Flags in forever.
Yeah, it's that's the thing. It used to be an independently owned, by Canadian companies and stuff.
Yeah,
and they had a lot of like small rides and a few big rides, but now it's just 6 big rides and practically no small stuff. So it really changed a lot at this. I like the more like have plenty of little rides everywhere, that's fun attraction and leisure rides and stuff like that. So.
The last time I went to a Six Flags park was about 25 years ago.
So before or after the commercial with the old man dancing?
I think before.
Okay.
I think before.
I've seen those commercials. Those were freaking awesome.
Seen my video doing that?
I saw the.
I did one of those where I dressed up like the old man and I did the dance.
No shit, I did not see that. Really?
Yeah, I'll send you. Awesome. It's on TikTok.
Yeah, I don't have TikTok. Sorry.
I'll download it and send it to you. But anyway,
okay, cool.
So. Yeah, it was a Six Flags owned park that doesn't exist anymore. It's called Astro World in Houston. Okay. It doesn't even exist. It's a field now. They demolished it years ago. So that's the last time I went to Six Flags. But we don't pay for parking to go to Busch Gardens or SeaWorld or Disney or anything like that. We don't pay for parking, and we don't pay for the entrance because we pay that monthly.
Yeah.
So when you go into Galaxy's Edge, they have this entire planet built out, and they have all the scenery and these backgrounds and everything. So it makes for some really cool photo opportunities. When Carmen and I go and we get dressed up and we take pictures in the in all the different areas, and it really does look like we're there. And then in some of the rides, like you go on the Smuggler's Run, they've got the Millennium Falcon out there, full size. You can get pictures in front of. When
I would like to see that.
They have the queue is in the interior of the Millennium Falcon. They have the Dedrick table there that you can sit at. And, Carmen and I have taken pictures where we're like arguing over a game, and then we've had somebody Photoshop the holographic pieces, and it really looks like you're there.
Nice. That's cool.
And then on top of that, if the park is slow or slower, the park is never slow.
Yeah.
But Carmen and I have been walking into rides, and the people at the line have seen us, and they'll go, "You understood the assignment," and they hop us over to the quick queue so that we can get in quicker.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, take note, Don.
They have characters walking around, and they come and interact with you.
That's cool.
So it really does make just kind of ups the experience, right?
Oh, yeah. You wanted to circle back for Jason?
Let's circle back for Jason. So I was at one time a backup dancer for Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, I remember that. You showed a video of that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So when he goes to different cities, he has a very good relationship with the 501st. And then, he'll put hey, these are the dates that we're going to do it at. And this is how many Stormtroopers we would like to have. Because he's got 2 Star Wars songs that he does.
Yeah.
Right. So he likes to bring the 501st up and, the Stormtroopers up and, all of himself and all of his band, they're all dressed up like Jedi. So it's kind of one of those, the more the merrier kind of situations. Mm-hmm. How many can we fit on the stage? Let's get 10, that kind of a thing. Let's get 10 Stormtroopers and 1 Darth Vader, whatever they can fit on the stage. So usually they'll just tell you like, here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to come in from this side of the stage. You're going to line up. You're going to stand there, do a little dance, whatever you guys want to do.
Okay. So you got to get creative on the fly.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So at that point, you kind of, each city has to kind of come up with their own thing. So when they came to Tampa, they asked me, so when you see us doing our little thing up on stage, there's I don't know if you've seen the video, like there's a whole thing that I came up with, like a little bit.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Because it was a bunch of white guys that couldn't dance. And they still half of them still messed it up once we got on stage.
Of course. Also, you're in front of how many thousands of people? It's a Weird Al concert, That's intimidating.
Yeah. And so, but that was fun. And my wife and I were both up there with Weird Al dancing.
That's awesome. Did you meet him afterwards or?
Yes. Okay. So it was funny too, because they did the intermission. They came out, they're all dressed up in their Jedi outfits. They bring us on. The crowd is going crazy because they know what's coming, right?
Yeah.
And he starts playing cell phones. And we had no idea he was going to do that. And we're just standing there like, crap, don't move. Nobody move. Nobody move until he starts the saga begins.
That's cool.
Afterwards, we go back to the dressing room. Everybody gets changed. And he came out. He came to the dressing room and hung out with us. And took pictures, signed a bunch of stuff for us. Very, very nice guy.
I'd love to meet him. I did one of my voice actor spotlight for April 1st. I did it about Weird Al because he did voice Redgar in Transformers Animated, and Dare to Be Stupid is in the 86 movie. But I made it because I had just watched his movie with Daniel Radcliffe, which you watch this movie. And I'm like,
nuts, man.
But it's just at the beginning, you're like, okay, that sounds legit, but then
it just starts getting crazy.
It's just dumber and it's full of bullshit.
At one point, I'm like, did Weird Al ever?
Yeah, exactly. It took me about like when he's playing that polka in the party. Yeah, but when he's playing polka in the party, when he's young, I'm like, okay, that could be something that he's retelling. Like, this is his child memory of what happened. It's kind of dumb. But then, it just goes crazy stupid. I loved it. And I think my favorite is when he saves Madonna from Fidel or whatever drug lord. And then she's like, "You killed him." He's like, "Yes, I've killed so many people this week." I'm like, "This is completely
This is
ridiculous."
complete crap.
Yeah. So I made my. I'm not as funny as Weird Al, but I made my spotlight as a parody of what an actual spotlight for him would be. But basically, I inserted him in Transformers lore where he never was. Like, Peter Cullen keeps saying that he got the advice to play Optimus Prime a certain way from his brother Larry.
You say it came from Weird Al?
Yeah, well, no, it just the Larry heard it from Weird Al. So that's, and then when Sue Blue was at a Subway, she was behind Weird Al when she was directing Beast Wars. And then she heard Weird Al ask for mayonnaise and they didn't have any. And he's like, well, that's just Prime. So that she stole that from Weird Al. So I just did the whole video like that. Complete
That's
bullshit.
hysterical.
So and it was, and I know he's seen it because we have a mutual acquaintance, wouldn't call them friends, but mutual acquaintance who actually did a video with Weird Al. And he interviewed his drummer. So I sent it to him, and then he sent it to Weird Al. So I know he's probably seen it, but never heard anything from that. So, but that was just fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a super nice guy, man. I loved meeting him.
Yeah,
It was so he's one of those guys that it's hard for him to say no. So people in our group kept like asking him to sign things and take pictures, and he ended up spending so much time with us. Then they had to like rush him out.
Okay.
To do his VIP meet and greets, and then by the time he got done with that, we were loading up, and we saw the parking lot. There was like a crowd of people waiting for him to come out so they could get stuff signed. And he ran out of time, and he wasn't able to come out and meet with the crowd out in the
Okay.
And so we'd had a bunch of 501st cards made of Weird Al, which he signed, which for us to give out at like conventions and stuff like that. And we had a stack of them with us that he literally just signed
Nice.
like 5 minutes ago. So we went over to the crowd and we were giving those cards to the kids that
that's cool.
And that we're not able to meet with him because he can't say no, and then he stays with us so long, and then they had to take him to VIP, and he stayed over there so long, and then by the time they had to whisk him away, there was just no time for him to go to the parking lot.
Yeah, and he must be still. I mean, people today don't really understand this, like the younger generation. But Weird Al was a massive superstar in the 80s. Like, he has that scene. But he had that scene in Naked Gun where Frank, takes the mic and starts talking. And then he's like, "Oh, they're here for Weird Al," but that's an actual thing. Like Weird Al would have people meet him at the airport. It was like a global phenomenon.
Yep.
And then anyway, nothing like his movie, but God, I love that movie.
Such a level of fame and stardom, and he's super humble, man. When you meet him, he's just a nice, cool guy who will just talk to you.
And he's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet. Like.
That's
no drugs, no sex scandal, no nothing. And he's actually my favorite song of him. He doesn't even have a video. It's I Think I'm a Clone Now, which I think is a parody of Debbie Gibson or something.
It is. I think we're alone now.
I think we're exactly.
It's actually not a Debbie Gibson song. Debbie Gibson covered that song. It was
she covered it. Okay. Yeah. But Weird Al, if you actually listen to the lyrics of that song, it's genius. Like it's next level writing. So I made a video of using that song of me and Jason PPR being clones because my wife really likes the way PPR looks because he looks like me. I think she likes him a little more than I, like he's a handsome man. So, and then PPR's wife said that we did look alike. So I'm like, I'm making a video using the I'm a Clone Now, and I did that. So
was it Tiffany?
I think he's right. I think it's Tiffany.
I always get them mixed up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 80s pop singers were a dime a dozen back then.
The mall singers.
Exactly. The mall singers. Oh, my God. Yeah. They had so many of those that
It's such
some
a
of them you've
such a
never heard
funny
about.
thing that I mean, because it was very common to get Tiffany and Debbie Gibson mixed up. That they ended up later in life being put in movies together just because that was the joke.
Okay, right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, I do have a couple questions for you because this is supposed to be an interview. So
Oh,
no, but that's a night shift. I bring in a guest, we talk, and then if I have time, I ask my question. I do want to know though, because you're a tad older than I am. Um, when you were, that's the question I ask everybody. When you were 4, 5, 6 years old, what was your first love when it comes to cartoons and toys?
man. Okay. I have very, very early memories of waking up early on Saturdays to watch Super Friends.
Okay, which is it? Okay, I don't think I've had a Super Friends answer yet.
Yeah, that was I have very early memories. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Before Super Friends, the Aquaman cartoon.
I've never seen that. I know of it, but
Yeah,
I've
the
never seen it.
Hanna-Barbera Aquaman cartoon. You had to get up super early on Saturday to watch that. And then around the same time, it kind of all blends in together because you have your Super Friends. About that same time, I was very, very fortunate growing up in Puerto Rico. We got a lot of Japanese imported
Yeah,
stuff. Mazinger,
Mazinger. Yeah,
Mazinger, man, that was or Mazinga. Let's say it correctly,
I
Mazinga,
think.
Mazinga.
Yeah, I'm a
Um,
grandizer generation, so
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
So two generations before Grandizer was
Yeah.
Mazinga.
Wow.
So there's that, and then the Masters of the Universe, which was before Transformers, really.
Yep.
I have I still like I vividly remember the car ride where we went to the mall, and it wasn't the mall in our town. We went to the mall the next town over,
Okay.
and we went into Sears, and my parents made a purchase, and then we got back in the car, drove around the mall, and went to the back door of Sears, and the guy comes out the door and brings out Castle Grayskull
Nice.
and hands it to my dad, and then my dad brings it and gives it to me in the back seat, and just staring at that box the whole way home.
Oh yeah.
Cartoon wasn't out yet. Like nobody knew what He-Man was yet. This
No,
was just
but
this hot new toy. The cartoon wouldn't be out for another year or two.
same thing for me. I remember Sears catalog. That was
Yeah.
the Bible of toys at Christmas,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And my dad opened it and we went through it. And my dad was always, even back then, so back we're talking 84. So we're talking $40 in 84 was a lot of money for Christmas.
Money.
And he said you can pick up to $40. So I remember I wanted the castle, which was about in Canadian dollars, about $40. And so I couldn't have any figures. So he said, well, it's either the castle or you get figures. And I got the Battle Armor He-Man, Man at Arms, and Many-Face 3-pack. I got the that green thing with the red, fly. I don't remember the vehicle's name. Like that thing that would speed up.
The Road Ripper.
Yeah, the Road Ripper, and I got the black one,
Roton.
the Roton. I got those for
later. Then you got them later because those were like third wave.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Before I knew what a wave was.
Yeah.
That was just.
You got Castle Grayskull. You got I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head. The first wave was Castle Grayskull.
Snake Mountain.
No.
Okay.
Battle Cat.
Right. I had. That was Battle Cat. Yeah, I got Battle
Point
Cat.
Dread is Point Dread and the Talon Fighter.
Okay.
And then 8 figures. So you had 4 good guys and 4 bad guys. So you had He-Man, Man at Arms, Tila, and who was the 4th good guy? Maybe Stratos. And then you had Beastman, Skeletor, Merman, and I forget who the other was. And Zodak, who was not classified as either a good guy or a bad guy when he first came out.
Okay. You have a good memory, man.
So
to me, it was just, it wasn't even waved. It was just, this is what's this year available at
those were
Sears.
the first. That was the first year of He-Man toys. That was it. That was
Yeah,
the whole collection.
I was obsessed with E-Man, the show. I actually, it's one of those show that I was maybe 6 years old and I was watching it in English, and I think it helped a lot with my English because honestly, up north where I'm from, if I hadn't fallen in love with my English teacher, which was a gorgeous woman, I probably would not have put that much effort into learning the
Learning
language.
English.
Oh man, I learned English so good, man. Nathalie Shabat, she was so good. And yeah, so He-Man was my first, but I outgrew He-Man.
Yeah.
Like I
Well, I
never,
remember it it's still kind of fresh for me right now because I've spent the last 2 years
yeah,
rebuilding the vintage collection.
yeah. So did
So
you getting original? No, you're getting the retro line, right? That's like the better articulation.
I just finished my vintage collection last weekend.
Really, that's a celebration, man. Jason this year finished his G1
He
collection.
finished his
You just
G1
finished
collection.
your whole
my,
E-Man.
my vintage He-Man collection. So I have, well, finished to my standards. I'll explain. So I have every vehicle. That's the last piece that I just picked up last weekend was the Fright Fighter, which was one of the last vehicles.
Okay.
It's very, very difficult to find, complete, and in good shape because it was one of the two last vehicles released in the line.
Okay.
So it's one of those that, by the time, as with everything else, by the time you get to the end of it, nobody is buying it. So very few can make circulation. And this thing is huge. It's the one that looks like a dragonfly. It's purple, and it's just this giant ship. So I just picked one of those up. I put a picture of it in our group chat when I was at that toy show. That was the last show. So I have every vehicle from the vintage line. I have every beast and creature from the vintage line. So your Battle Cats and your Panthers and your Stridors, and so I got all three of the dinosaurs from Power of Grayskull. So I have every creature.
Okay.
Playsets. I have every playset except Eternia, which that's one of those.
Yeah.
Whatever. Can I get one? Yes. Do I want to pay $5,000 for one? No. So I have the newer one from Origins, and I'm happy with that because it's just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
So
sometimes that's you have to make a choice.
Yeah. But I got Castle Grayskull, I've got Snake Mountain, and these are all complete. I've got the Fright Zone, I've got the Slime Pit, I've got so I have all of the play sets, just not Eternia.
Yeah.
With the figures, that's a GoBots question, man. With the figures, I have all of the American released figures.
Okay, well, this is what you. Yeah, no, that's good. Good, that's great.
The last 4 figures, which were the only 4 figures released the last year of the line, were only released in Italy.
Oh, yeah, the show was big in Italy.
The Laser Power He-Man and the Laser Light Skeletor, and then the 2 giants. And again, you're going to go into thousands per figure. Yeah. So it's one of those. Are they out there? Yes, they're out there. I don't feel like paying thousands of dollars for them. Well,
I know exactly what you mean. The in '98, when the internet was becoming popular, I stumbled I wasn't a collector back then. When Napster came out, that's when I started downloading Transformers episode because Beast War was big. I was really into Beast War.
All of Beast Wars. That's how I watched.
Yeah, I went back.
LimeWire.
I downloaded that from Napsters, and then after that, there was Morpheus and Kaza. I downloaded every G1 episode, but I never went back to download He-Man and stuff like that. That's why I say I outgrew I never felt the need to watch back G.I. Joe and Thundercats, but Transformers had a big thing. But then I stumbled upon a forum because those were the thing back then, and I saw the Diaclone powered convoy, the blue cab with the Ultra Magnus trailer, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the most beautiful toy I've seen, because Ultra Magnus was my favorite toy because of the playability of it. Well, now that's the missing link.
I don't have that one yet. I don't have that. I ordered the Powered Convoy version.
Well, that's what I did now, because I'm happy and I'm going to be okay with that, because that Powered Convoy was my white whale.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pay $5,000 for it, because I think I saw like an incomplete one for like 2,000. I'm like, no. Oh yeah. It's crazy.
To that effect.
See, are those like, that's the Diaclone Optimus Prime.
That is a knockoff missing link with a set of toy hacks.
Ah, there you go. But that's great, because now you have that fix.
Now I have them. as far as I'm concerned, I have them. And same thing with Powered Convoy.
But see, those two He-Man figures that you have right there.
Yeah, those are the Battle Armor He-Man and Skeletor.
Those were my first ones.
Mazinger.
Yeah, Mazinger. But those were my first He-Man.
And the best Transformer ever made.
Which is?
You don't know?
Well, from like this. That's a blue. No, I don't know who that is.
Armada Sideswipe.
Ah, okay. That's your favorite Transformer ever made?
The best Transformer ever made.
Okay, I don't own that one.
My favorite Transformer, no. My favorite Transformer, I would argue, is blue and red.
Yeah.
Like literally like behind the camera here, and I can't pick up the camera because there's literally an Optimus Prime on it. But there's an entire wall of Optimus Primes.
Well, you had that whole show, that just Prime that you still do.
Whenever I get a new one, yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, the fact that Missing Link was coming up with a Powered Convoy, I'm like, that's all I need. I'm going to be satisfied with that. It's a more articulated figure. I'm not going to pay $5,000 for but I can't wait to have it. But when I got the Missing Link Ultra Magnus, I sold my knockoff Encore version. Like I'm at the point now that
you have a knockoff or an Encore.
Okay, so when I went on AliExpress back 2 years ago, it said KO Ultra Magnus. So I bought a KO Ultra Magnus. The greatest figure of all time with the best gimmick ever. Probably. Oh, that's actually really cool.
And then you had
okay. Gimmicks, man.
He's like a fidget spinner, man.
You've been showing a lot of gimmicky toys lately, and I'm loving that.
I just lost the guns. Found them. They're tiny and they're translucent.
Yeah.
So this is highly regarded as one of the worst figures ever.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. If I even remember how to transform him.
Well, you press some button, it pops out.
As many time comes out of his ass. Man, do I even remember how to transform this guy is the question. I haven't messed with him in a minute. So this is highly regarded as one of the worst Transformer figures.
Well, Fire Talk says that the best thing he does.
Yes. Well, it's kind of there's a whole story. There's a whole TFCon story.
Okay.
So Treebot got one of these because he bought something from Rodimus. And Rodimus said, you can have this. I'll sell this to you, but you have to take this Armada Sideswipe. Get him out of my collection.
Oh, okay. Right.
And Treebot didn't want it because, again, it's like this figure is just, okay, here's the robot mode. You ready for this?
Yeah,
okay. Exactly.
No, that's
exactly. He's got a punching gimmick. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Rodimus told Treebot that he would sell him the figure if he took that Sideswipe.
Okay.
Treebot didn't want to, but he ended up taking it. I grabbed this figure, which I had no experience with. I never messed with one, but everybody knows the stories of Armada sites, right? And I start playing with them, and I discover that little flip out where the minicon flips out of the back
Right.
there, and it's like a fidget spinner, man. I can't stop. There may or may not have been alcohol involved, and I'm just playing with this thing. It's just. And I just start coming up with this story about how this is the greatest Transformer ever made. It's so much fun.
Okay.
I'm running around showing, like, doing full demonstrations for people, showing them how great he is. And then he's got, like, I came up with some kind of a jerking off trick for the arm. And I'm showing people like this, how it's got jerk off action. He's got, like, he can flip his pee-pee.
Yeah, all right. So we're being 12 years old again.
I'm just running around, just doing complete inappropriate demonstrations of this toy to people, to the point where people are like starting to look for them on the show floor because they want one.
Okay.
And Treebuck's like, what is happening? Bert is actually gaslighting people into buying Armada Sideswipe. So suddenly people are running around the show floor buying up Armada Sideswipes.
Nice.
So
Rodimus could have made a buck.
So he could have. What's funny is the one that Treebuck got from Rodimus was missing the weapons. Later during the parts party, we found one of them at the bottom of one of his bins.
Okay, cool.
But I'm walking around I think it was the next day. I'm walking around the show floor with Patriot Prime. Treebuck comes up behind me because I feel like my bag, like somebody's going into my bag, and before I can react, Treebuck's in my ear. I got you something. I'm putting it in your bag. You cannot give this back. And he walks away, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And I look at my bag, and it was this guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's complete with both weapons.
Oh, nice.
And then it was on. Now I have my own toy.
There you go.
So, no, I actually have a lot of love for this figure just because of that weekend.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you have like good memories from the convention. That's why I'm excited to go to Orlando, because I'm gonna get to meet you face to face for the first time.
Oh man, I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. There's a reviewer out of Florida that's pretty well known, and he's one of the big everyone hates Armada Sideswipe guys. Like he's one of the pioneers of why this thing is such a piece of crap. And I've known him for years, and he had somebody. He's like, dude, Bert, what the hell are you doing with it? I'm like, look, dude, I'm gonna tell you something right now. What is the point of a toy?
Yeah,
to have fun, right? What am I doing with this?
You're having fun. Yeah.
Okay. So right now, this is the best toy in the world because I'm having a blast with this. and he said it in one of his videos. He's like, Bert was running around TFCon just making his own fun with this thing. So whatever floats anybody's boat.
Yeah.
I freaking love. You know what I'd like to? There are 3 repaints of this that I want to find.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's a terrible. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, the robot mode doesn't like all the gimmicks are fun.
Yeah,
even the jerk off action, but it's just
terrible.
Yeah.
But I cannot, dude. I freaking love this toy. I really do. I know I say that in every video, but I freaking love this toy, man.
Yeah,
really do.
That's the whole point.
What have I gotta show you this minicon. So the minicon's a little motorcycle.
Oh, actually looks good.
Yeah. You say that now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can I even? You ready for the robot mode?
Oh, wow. Okay. That's weird legs.
It's weird everything.
Yeah, weird everything.
Yeah, it's not good. So anyway, so there's that.
Yeah, but they're not.
What have I been showing off that's gimmicky? Like you said I've been showing off some gimmicky stuff. Like,
I mean, all the Batman stuff, all the cars, the Batman, the climbing action Batman, all the different Batmans that you're showing. You do have a lot of gimmicks on those, and that's something that my son doesn't have gimmicks, and when he gets one that has somewhat of a gimmick, he drives me nuts with it. But I'm like, this is what we did all the time.
Gimmicks.
Yeah, I buy my son the Seekers from the 2008 Classics line, because they have launcher action and stuff like that. So, and he's missing Skywarp to have the original 6, and then I have the Earthrise and the Studio Series 1, and he has more Seekers than I do now. My
I
8-year-old.
always forget which G1 Seeker I'm missing one of the cone heads, and I think it's the white one.
Ramjet?
I think so. I can't see them from here, but I always forget. Like, I'm at shows and I see the Seekers, I see the cone heads. I know I have the blue one, but I always forget, do I have the red one or the white one?
Well, if ever you need to, because I don't know if you use AliExpress or if it's feasible right now with tariffs and everything. I don't know how. But if ever you
take a picture, I have a toy convention next weekend. I need to take a picture of them before I go to the show because I see them all the time at shows, but I never buy them because I don't know if I'm buying one I already have or not.
Yeah. But if ever you're okay with KO from AliExpress.
I love KOs from AliExpress. Are you kidding me?
Hound, exactly.
My Wheeljack, my Sunstreaker. I have 2 Sunstreakers. They're
so in September, if you haven't found one, let me know which one it is. I can grab it from AliExpress because we don't pay tariffs.
Okay.
So I can get it for a very decent price, and then I can give it to you at Baltimore.
I'm wondering which gimmick Fire Talks was referring to. That apparently I finally said it.
Well, you said there you go. So I think that was the peener going up and down.
Was it this one?
I'm pretty sure that's this one. Because you know what?
My pee-pee. I was going around talking like, feed my pee-pee, Seymour.
But it makes sense that it would be this one because Fire Talks loves a dick joke when he handled that strafe. That G1 strafe with the big, did the whole review with the rubbing and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was. There's a video of me like doing this with him, and like I'm like, and there's like a whole table of people just laughing and spitting out drinks. It was a good time, man. It was
that's what I went to Toronto this weekend, and
that looked good. That looked so fun.
It's fun. I think they outgrew. Lance told me that he knows some of the organizer, and he told me that they think that this year they actually outgrew it. They sold out on tickets. So there you go. I told you, super peener action. That's Fire Talks for you.
Dan Gilbazan is so. I've never met him, but his book Bumblebee and Me, I have it on. I have it on audio, and I listen to it at least once a year. Actually, I need to go back and listen to it again because it's been about a year since I listened to it last.
It's a good. The thing is that
it's a good book
with Dan Gilbazan. I've heard different things. I
love how he starts it too. It's like, if anybody that was there doesn't agree with something I'm saying, tough. Write your own book.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so he signed it for free. So if you buy his book on Amazon and you bring it to him, he's going to sign it for free. But of course, I had to get, the signed picture when he was younger.
Yeah.
I actually,
you know what's crazy? Going back to like the old memories of cartoons, like when I hear Bumblebee and G1, I hear Bumblebee.
Yeah.
When I hear Dan Gilbazan talk, I hear Spider-Man.
True. I think his Bumblebee was a little whinier.
That was his first voice that I remember being exposed to.
Spider-Man, yeah, that was his first role.
Like, I know he did stuff before that, and I probably saw it. Like, he did Hanna-Barbera stuff before.
Oh, no, he didn't. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend.
But like, I vividly remember watching Spider-Man, and so when I hear him talk, I vividly remember Spider-Man's voice.
Yeah, but that was his first voice acting gig. Mm-hmm. He got it because he did good in the interview, and then he lost it, and then he got it again, and but that was his first gig. So that's his voice is like Peter Parker sounds exactly like Dan in that show.
Yeah,
And then after that, he did Bumblebee and Pound Puppies, and
my God, Pound Puppies! You just memories unlocked.
Yeah, but There's a lot of stuff that he covers Bumblebee.
Have you heard the book though on audio?
No, I have not. I can't focus on audio that long.
So I used to commute a lot. And I used so years and years and years ago I used to work in lab environments.
Okay.
Just a lot of lab work, a lot of soldering, a lot of just being by myself type of work.
Yeah.
Like I'm not by myself, but because there's another person here, there's another person behind me, there's people in front of me, whatever. But they got their work, I got my work. We're doing bench work. I got
Okay.
I put in an order, parts come in, I'm building, I'm soldering, I'm fixing. Run out of those, more come in, and literally I'm not talking to anybody. So I would spend all day with headphones in, all day doing lab work, and just listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, and then my commutes typically on a short commute was an hour each way. On average, I was commuting an hour and a half each way. So I spent a lot of time in the car. So again, more audiobooks and more podcasts and all of that. So that's when I got his book. And like I said, I would listen to it at least once a year. And he's the one that reads it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a really good listen because it's Dan Gilvezan reading his book at you.
Yeah. No,
and he wrote it, so he knows how he wants it to sound.
That's true.
So it's very entertaining to listen to him tell you his story from his own mouth.
And it's a short book, it's not too long. It's no, I've read it a few times. I love his take on, because I think he was the youngest cast member at that time. So I think a lot of what we see is through a young man's eyes, looking at some of these veterans like Don Messick and so many people. And
he makes an anecdote about Scatman Crothers, like between tapes, in between sessions, they're out there in the waiting room, and like Scatman's just playing music and singing, and like they're getting like a world level class world performance.
Yeah.
For free. They're just hanging out at work, and they're listening to Scatman perform, that kind of stuff.
That must be amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I do miss from newer cartoon is that that they're not ensemble reads. They're alone at home in their booth. So I think there's something missing because they're not reacting to each other. So, but it would be but anyway, if you do get that book in paper, he's gonna sign it for free. So I got
so many times they'd have to leave the studio because Alan Oppenheimer was just making everybody laugh.
Yeah,
doing
Frank Welker or
Alan Oppenheimer doing sea spray.
Oh yeah,
something I didn't know. I always thought he loosed his throat. And that's not the case.
No, he's doing the
sea spray.
The oldest trick in the book.
And then everybody would just start laughing and couldn't.
That was really impressive, though. Huh? What you just did? That was impressive. Yeah, I can't do that. So you practiced it, and your Macho Man's really good too.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about Macho Man.
Have you heard? I don't know if you watch a lot of wrestling podcasts or stuff like that, but there's one on Chris Van Liet where Dan Soder and Will Sasso are. You saw that? Holy shit, man! I'm pissing my pants.
Where they're doing the quotes at each other.
Yeah, the whole show, an hour and a half of them, and it's when they do Andre the Giant.
His Andre the Giant
is so good.
Crazy good, man.
Oh, good. It's like, wow.
Yep.
That was, no.
His Andre the Giant, I was very impressed when I heard him do that.
Yeah, I know. It was, my dad met Andre the Giant before he went to WWE. When I say met, is that he saw him in the street and he was eating ice cream, like an ice cream cone, which was in his big hand was nothing, like a puff of smoke, And even back then, he was thinner, but he was still strong. And he performed in Quebec for a couple years. But his stage name was Le Géant Ferré, like the strong giant.
Mm-hmm.
And his finisher was the dumbest thing I ever heard. He would
They
they
usually
would call
are.
him
That's
the butt slammer. The
like you
butt
don't
slammer.
realize it until years later. The finisher moves tend to be kind of dumb.
Yeah, but I mean, the stunner is impressive to see
Yeah.
in action, but he's not hurting. But Andre would sit on the ground and he would grab somebody by like who's sitting in front of him, so like they're kind of spooning, sitting down on stage, and he would lift him up with his feet, so he would roll on his back, and then he would slam his ass on the mat. That was his finisher, like rocking, bam.
I remember Goldberg had the spear, and he used to play football for the Atlanta Falcons, and it was just him tackling a guy.
Yeah, the spear.
Yeah,
but apparently he came in fast.
Yep.
So, and
dude, when they started doing Manson quotes as Macho Man,
yeah.
Oh my God, dude! Look down at me, and you'll see a fool.
Yeah.
Look up at me, and you'll see a god. Yeah. Look straight at me. You see yourself.
Yeah, Sauter is really good. Sasso's really good. I love his
Sasso's Macho Man is okay, man. The other guy,
he's a better Hogan, and he's a better Jesse the Body Ventura.
But the other guy doing his Macho Man was on point.
Oh yeah, Sauter was fantastic.
I'm watching this guy going, I'm never doing this voice again in front of anybody. This is crazy good.
Yeah, and it's the finger.
Yeah,
he's playing with the cream of the crop. And
I always say, in order to do a good Macho Man, you have to pretend there's an invisible bird coming at you.
Exactly.
He comes at you from the left, and then he comes at you from the right, and then you go all the way around looking for the bird.
That was Macho Man. He was good at promo.
A little salt on it.
Yeah. I miss 80s, 90s wrestling. I've stopped watching it. I don't know if you're watching the new generation of wrestlers.
I made it through the WCW Nitro era.
Okay.
That's probably when I was like I was really into it as a kid back in the WWF and the Superpowers era and all of that. And then when basically all of WWF went to WCW, and they were doing Monday Night Nitro. And I got really into it when I was stationed in Korea.
Okay.
Because we had, you had WWE and you had WCW. But the way that the Armed Forces Network would show stuff over there, if you watched Monday Night Raw, you never knew what night they were going to show it on or what order it was in. It was kind of a mess.
Okay.
It was really, really hard to keep up with. Whereas with WCW, they had Monday, I think it was Monday Nitro. It was called
Monday Nitro. Yeah.
So Monday Nitro would air in the States. The following Saturday, we got it in Korea.
Okay.
So it was easy to keep up with it. So one, you could keep up with it week to week, relatively up to date, less than a week late.
Yeah.
In order. And it was all of the old WWF old guard.
Yeah. It was, I think for 83 weeks, Bischoff actually beat WWE in ratings and everything.
Yeah.
So
that
it was a good era.
That was a weekly, like every Saturday we would get together in somebody's room, watch Monday Nitro, and then go party, then go clubbing because it was Saturday night, and then we would go clubbing.
Yeah,
after Nitro.
We watch a lot of wrestling, and I made it through the Attitude Era, but then eventually I'm like, all right, it's getting a little too. I don't know. I don't want to see Vince McMahon cheating on his wife with Trish and shit like that. I'm like, I'm not watching a soap opera. I really wanted more of the storytelling I liked in wrestling was the story in the match. Best example is Undertaker versus Bret, I think in 92. And they're just wrestling and Brett's he's on top the top rope. He's sitting down on the turnbuckle and he's about to jump on Undertaker, who's on the ground. And then Undertaker lifts up, right? And then you just see Brett going, "Ugh," and then gets up like he's throwing everything at this guy. So that's a selling point. That's like, oh man, what am I to do to beat this guy?
Yeah.
And then he jumps, and that's the type of stuff I like what they're going through, what they're doing in the ring to sell the show.
Yeah.
The story, the promos. I prefer the 3-minute promos where they're just trash talking, and then after that they do the match and everything. But the whole story with after the corporate ministry and the Undertaker and I'm like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah, after Korea, I kind of fell out from it because when I got back to the States, my next duty station was Fort Polk, Louisiana, and I met my wife to be 2 days after I got on post.
Okay.
She was never into wrestling, so that was kind of the end of my wrestling watching days.
Yeah, I used to watch a lot of shows. I don't know if you remember the studio Rooster Teeth. They did Red versus Blue, which was a Halo.
Yes, yes, Red versus Blue was awesome.
I watched for 14 years. And then I met my wife, and she doesn't speak English, so I couldn't watch as much, or I wanted to spend time with her, so I kind of let go. And then Rooster Teeth closed because they got too big, and then they got acquired by Warner Brothers, and then anyway, it's a whole thing. But I Red versus Blue was just my type of humor back then, so loved it.
I remember that being very, very popular back then.
Oh man, it was so funny.
I like to watch Dapper Sam now. Have you seen him?
Who?
It's not quite Red versus Blue, but it's kind of in that. So Dapper Sam is this streamer. He plays. I'm not into the first person shooter, the war games.
Call of Duty or
Call of Duties and whatnot.
Yeah.
So he plays one of those. I don't know which one it is. Okay, but so he streams. Number one, he's very good. Let me put that out there right quick. He's very good. Now, his whole gimmick is he sounds like a sportscaster.
Oh, okay.
He has that voice, and he's able to just comment. He does all the commenting as the game is going, right? So he's dressed up. He's in a full suit. He's got the giant.
I think I've seen that
microphone.
Yeah.
Got the background that looks like there's a crowd. He's got the sound effects, so it sounds like the crowd's behind him and whatnot. And he just starts narrating these matches.
Yeah. That's funny.
The people that he plays with have no idea because he just gets online and just gets random players assigned to him.
Yeah.
And then so he starts narrating, he's streaming this stuff, and he's hysterical, and the people that are playing with him are dying laughing because he's gotten to the point where he's gotten so popular now that when people hear him, they're like, "Oh, we're playing with that Sam."
Okay, so, yeah. I think I've seen that back then. So yeah, I mean the early YouTube or pre-YouTube, when you found something that you liked, you backed it. You were behind it, you watched it, But now everything is, I don't know, the whole thing changed. And I spoke earlier, about views and everything.
Oh, I was sitting back here and go, man, I could talk about this all night.
Exactly. And I'm honestly on the conspiracy side that we're being buried.
Well, I mean, some 8 to 10 years ago, I would put out That's Just Prime, and it would get 1,000 views that day.
Yeah.
I would have that, couple thousand views by the end of That's Just Prime always went out Monday mornings at 6.
I remember that. Yep.
And Monday I would have 1,000 views. By Friday I would have several thousand views.
Yeah.
Many times I would have tens of thousands of views, and I had several of those videos that hit hundreds of thousands of views, and that wasn't a very regular thing, but thousands, about 5 to 6,000 by that Friday.
By Friday, okay.
And then a good video, 10 to 15,000 views.
Yeah.
Back in the movie days, if I did a movie Prime, forget it. I was going to get 15, 20,
Oh
30,000.
yeah, because there's a lot. I have to say, there's a lot more movie fans than we
Yeah.
think are out there.
And then one day, seemingly overnight, it just stopped.
Yeah, I think after COVID.
But I mean before that. But for me, it was before that. For me, it was around 2016. So we're going back 10 years. Around 2016, seemingly overnight, I went from thousands of views in a day or a week to a couple hundred.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Life of the video. In the life of the video, a couple hundred. And it was almost overnight. And this is at the same time that YouTube really started pushing out your Jimmy Kimmel and your Jimmy Fallon. And like my feed was overnight. I keep saying that overnight, but that's how it was. It was just one day. My feed is flooded with Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these guys don't get enough views on TV. They got to come and be on YouTube now too.
Yeah.
Well,
it's that I don't, I was listening to, one of the thing I don't talk about, but I do consume a lot is a podcast by comedians.
Yeah.
Humor and stuff like that, like Samaril and
I did too back when I was listening to podcasts. So yeah.
Yeah. So I and one thing is that, back then, if you got onto Conan, if you got onto the Tonight Show with Carson and all that, a comedian could make a career doing an appearance like that. But they're all saying it now. A comedian appearing on Fallon, on this, like any late night show right now, gets zero recognition the next day.
Yep.
So that's why they're all on YouTube and stuff. But I mean, the Tonight Show and stuff like that, I agree, they shouldn't be on YouTube. I mean, it's sure everything changed, the culture changed. Not many people watch TV, but it's not really a late night show. If I watch it in the morning while eating my cereal, it's not the same feel. So
and going back 10 to 2016, we're going back 10 years. People were still watching TV.
Yeah, they were.
Now everybody's just watching their phones or watching their laptops, or you got a streaming device connected to your TV. Like we don't have we used to have DirecTV. We don't have DirecTV. We don't have cable. We don't have antenna. We don't have any of that.
Neither. It's all gone.
We have the Fire Stick.
I have the Fire TV.
Every TV in this house has a Fire Stick, and we just stream, Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, whatever, right? And that's how we watch shows now.
Yeah.
So now it's like that. But back in 2016, and I guess this was just kind of a preamble, of how things were going to be. That's when you started seeing these guys that were huge on TV, Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, all of a sudden they're all over YouTube.
Yeah.
Now nobody's watching myself. So I attribute it partly to that, partly to the fact that I think my audience grew up.
That's a good point.
I've been on YouTube for 15 years. The people that were watching my videos when watching my Transformer toy videos when the movies were popular and the movie toys were popular, all those people have grown up and they probably don't give a crap about toys anymore.
Yeah, that's
They're
a
not
good
tuning
point.
in every week to see Bert's new Optimus Prime figure. They don't care anymore. So
I'm thinking of going back to voice acting.
And the people don't, it's not like people unsubscribe, because a lot of people will see my subscription numbers. Oh my God, you got that many subscribers. I'm like, yeah, but if they watch, that'd be great. But
I have 1,500 subscribers,
and they grow up, they quit watching. They don't go and unsubscribe to your channel. They just quit watching. So you still have that subscription, but nobody's consuming. So I think a big part of it is that the audience grew up. This is a very niche thing doing these toys. This audience grew up, and as they walked away, because of the change in culture, because of your Jimmy Kimmels and your Jimmy Fallons, and because the pool got so big, because everybody's doing toy reviews now.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's more people leaving, and again, not for any particular reason other than hey, they're growing up, they're going to college, they're getting girlfriends, whatever. There's more people leaving, and there's less people coming and finding me.
That's a good point. I haven't seen it that way. So thanks for that.
I mean, it took me years to get to this, to get here. Years.
Yeah.
And I would get frustrated and I would get upset and I would get, why am I still doing this? And I'm
That's
gonna
me
quit.
today.
And then I would stop for a couple weeks or a couple of months, and then I would start. I'm like, I'm just gonna do one if I feel like it, and then I'd start again, and and eventually it just got to the point where I'm like, I like doing the videos still. So at this point, I'm doing them the way I did them when I first started, which is I'm doing this for me. I'm putting out a video that I want to watch.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if I have time to do it, I do it. If I don't have time to do it, then I don't sweat it.
Yeah.
That's
why I'm thinking of going back to do once a month voice actor spotlight, because I really did enjoy finding out all those information about the voice actors.
And also doing Transformers more. So two reasons I got away from doing Transformers. Number one, those are the videos that people, if I put out 5 videos, a Transformer, a Ninja Turtle, a Ghostbuster, a Batman, and a lightsaber.
Yeah.
The Transformer is going to get the least amount of views.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a crap about my Transformer videos. There are hundreds of other people doing Transformer videos out there that people would rather go watch than me. Just like nobody's watching my Transformer stuff anymore. Number one. Number two, my hands hurt. Turning 51 next month. And some of these, not this guy, but one of these one of these guys.
Yeah,
because I actually haven't done a video on this guy. But and not David. David was actually not that bad, but the MS version.
Oh yeah, the Magic Square.
Magic Square has two versions. So Magic Square has the animated one.
Yeah, they have a Light of Peace and Light of Freedom.
They're like their miniature MP toy version one.
Yeah.
When I did that video, I was in so much pain. Like that took so many takes to get through that transformation. By the time I was done, by the time I finished the transformation, I had to put the figure down, pause that camera up because my hands were like this. They were just cramped up and just like they hurt so bad. So a lot of these Transformer videos, I just don't want to transform them on camera because they hurt, and one of the things that I fight with myself the most making videos is time. I used to make, I could take a basic deluxe figure and make a 30-minute video on this and people would watch.
Yeah.
That's not where we are anymore. People want
no. You have to do it fast.
It needs to be under 10 minutes. So if I'm trying to do a video and keep it around 10 to 15 minutes and I'm also going to transform it on camera, it's not happening.
No, that's the thing. I've been trying to shrink down. Like I've cut off a lot of stuff. Like, I used to have like the intro up front and then I had my disclaimer if you're above 13 and stuff like that. Now my disclaimer is a screen roll, like just as I'm talking. I've cut off a lot of fat because I want to get to the figure as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And then I never did transformations on screen, but I would just talk too much. And I'm cutting stuff like, why am I talking about this? Why am I talking about that? So, but this guy, this guy is
beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's, do you have Siege Jetfire?
Yes.
This is 4 times as heavy. Okay. And he's just a bit taller. So transforming this on camera, if I was facing the camera, I could have my hands here and do it. But reaching around the camera, this weight, I got tired. Like my arms were.
To do the Unicron, not the HasLab one, but the third-party one that came out right after.
Studio Cell.
Yeah. Because I had an old friend from the 501st who got that for me because he wanted to see me do it on camera. He wanted me to do a video on it. And I still, to this day, I don't know if he did that out of kindness or as a friend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess with Bert because he knows if he sends me that, I'm obligated to do it on camera. I had to transform that thing on camera. I had to transform that thing off camera like 20 times to really learn it well.
Yeah.
Before I even attempted to do it on camera.
That's what
And
I did with this guy, just to
my
make
hands
sure.
hurt so bad. So yeah, I'm kind of just stayed away from, like, I got the MP Jinrai
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the God Bomber. I never did videos on. I wanted to. When I got those, I really wanted to. I'm like, this is right up my alley. Like,
Didn't you do? You did a
I
gin
think I
ride.
did Jinrai, but I don't think I did the follow up with God Bomber.
No, but I remember you seeing like that huge freaking truck.
Yeah, and then I got the third party one, the huge one.
Yeah,
because I got it at TFCon in Orlando 3 years ago. I never did a video on it.
yeah.
You know, it's just it hurts, man. I saw that Prime. That's the Autobot logo that turns into a Prime. And I'm like, that might be fun to make a video on. And I'm like, I don't want to transform shit on camera, man. I'm just
It's I did this review's coming out on Tuesday, I think, because I pre-record a lot of my stuff, and it's really just I'm gonna leave it. Well, it's right there. I'm leaving it on my shelf, and that's gonna be it. I mean, it should not have been an Optimus. It would have been a better Last Autobot from the G1 Marvel comics.
Yeah,
It would have made more sense. But I mean, it's a good, it's a good logo.
One thing that you got to work on is kind of what I'm doing right now, and I still I find myself for the most part doing this, but like the last 2 weeks, I found myself not, and I had to remind myself, stop it. And that is going into YouTube Studio and looking at my views and getting upset at them.
Yeah.
Just forget about it. Just don't even look at the views. I look at the monetization. Am I going to hit my minimum this month? Good. That's all I'm worried about.
Oh, I did that. And, that's because I have a great wife. She gets to work. She opens one of my playlists, mutes it. And so I'm getting 40 hours a week of play, no matter what.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, she's amazing for that.
I started looking at my, I'm looking at my bottom line. As long as I'm hitting the bottom line, I don't care what the views are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I just stop caring. I am never going to get 10,000 views in a week again, like I did 12 years ago. It's not, it's probably never going to happen again. Little fish in a big pond, it's just, forget it.
It's a humongous.
Am I going to hit my bottom line? If I'm going to make my bottom line, that's what I care about. That's what I'm happy about.
Yeah. There's so many people that came, like when I came in 5 years ago, I think it was already a saturated market, and now there's people that come in after me and they skyrocket their memberships and everything. I'm like, it's hard not to feel a little envy. When you see other people do the same stuff you do, and then they just blow up. So it's like,
they know
you're hurting my channel.
They know something we don't. Well,
a lot of people
are doing this for 15 years and I haven't figured it out.
No, it's a lot of. I've asked advice to a lot of people, and some of them were good, some of them were not that great. But if somebody that knows how to ride the algorithms, it helps. To a degree. I mean, it's still, you have to it's a lot of work, to put yourself out there and do like just sharing on every platform. It's
I stopped doing that too. I stopped doing that because it literally became a second job, and I have a job, and it was a second job on top of my first job, and then it was cutting into my family time, and it was pissing people off at home, and it's too much time cross promoting and like sharing on Facebook groups and I just quit doing that crap. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do like I did it when I started. I'm just going to put the video on YouTube and let it go. Just let it live its life.
Share it to Facebook. That's about it.
Let's go work on the next one. I did that. So, I mean, I've always had a handful of Batmobiles. But
now you have like
one at that show where that guy, the first Batmobile did, the Bat Missile.
Yep.
And I was like, it was one of those where like I that day when that happened, I'm like, this thing is awesome. I've been like admiring this toy for years, and I've never had one. I have to go. I have to go make a video on this,
Yeah.
and it got really good traction. It got really good comments, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start making some Batmobile. I mean, if you guys like that, I'm gonna make some more Batmobile videos.
You've been
So
doing great
that's
with
kind of what
those.
led to this, huh?
I don't think we should let
Yeah,
Fire Talks keep using YouTube. ASMR video rubbing a mic on my balls and get rich. Yep, you Fire Talks definitely not for YouTube. Um, if you have a Pornhub account, that's gonna sell.
there's a meme of a guy driving to work like all angry, and it says me driving to work knowing that some girl is rubbing her privates on a microphone,
Yeah,
making $2 million today by rubbing her privates on a microphone, something like that. And the guy's just
yeah.
sitting there pissed off. JJ Prime reviews. I have a question for Bert. How's the Prime Shrine going? It is collecting a lot of dust, uh,
Yeah,
like
true.
everything in this room.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's do this. Let's move this guy here. The guy I never made a video on. I'm still getting them. I'm just not. I haven't been making videos on them for the reasons that I just covered.
Yeah.
But
Oh, we're gonna see the Prime Shrine.
here we go.
Jesus Christ, man. That's wow. That's a lot of red and blue.
Yeah, and you got your. There's my OG Enterprise.
Nice.
There's your Ninja Turtle wall.
Yeah, you collect more lines than I do. My wife tolerates one line and a couple barbarians.
There's the modern He-Man. And the view is about to get blocked by this gigantic bat cave.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have that huge bat cave.
Yeah, it takes up about a third of this room, so that's going to block a lot of the view here. But you can see a lot of the Batman stuff up there, Batmobiles.
And it's not a big room. Like you really manage your space very well.
I try to. I have to. I have to. And I did. Well, okay. You say that. You say that. And to that, I say this.
No. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot.
So I have probably more stuff. Like on, I knocked over some Batman stuff here. I have more stuff put away in bins than I have on display.
See, that's one thing I told myself, and if it's not on my shelves, I'm selling it. I have a bunch of figures I'm trying to sell right now because I'm not gonna, like a lot of people have figures in storage, and I'm like, I'm not gonna pay monthly to have figures,
So
So
that's well, I don't have them in storage, but like I have an entire Star Wars collection that's up in the attic in bins.
okay,
I have thousands of Transformers. Beast, my entire Beast Wars collection. Armada. I have a very, very impressive Armada collection. I have a near complete animated collection.
okay,
I'm only missing Blackout.
okay,
That's the only figure I'm missing is Blackout. All of the movie toys. All of the stuff that from your chugs, all of your chug stuff. Because right now I have to keep rotating stuff, right? So I have from Siege forward, I have that out, and then I have G1, and then I have my primes.
okay.
Everything else had to get put away because I don't have room. And so, 20 some odd years ago, I sold my entire video game collection. And then I spent years regretting and rebuying it.
Yeah.
I spent the last 20 years rebuying it. So anytime I start talking about selling my stuff, my wife intervenes and says, "No, you're not selling your stuff because you're going to regret it." She won't let me sell it.
Oh, okay.
I talk about
My
selling
wife would not tell me that. She'd be on marketplace the next day doing it for me.
Yeah, so my wife always interjects and she goes, no, don't do it. You're gonna regret it. Remember the video games. So what ends up happening, for example, I recently in the last 6 months, I recently put away my entire real Ghostbusters collection.
Really?
Yeah, this whole section of this wall over here where you saw the proton pack.
Yeah, I remember
the
that.
ceiling to the floor was all real Ghostbusters. That all got put away. The only thing that's out, real Ghostbusters, is the firehouse with the figures.
Yeah.
And the 2 Ectos.
Okay.
Everything else got put. Now, all of my Ectos are on the shelf. So I've got 3 shelves of Batmobiles and then 2 shelves of Ectos below it.
Okay, so you still have some of that stuff, but most of it is in.
But in terms of the 80s real Ghostbusters collection, all boxed up and put away.
Okay.
Right now, I need to look at this room and decide what needs to get put away to get that stuff off the floor. I can't stand having stuff on the floor. I can't stand it. Right. So I'm looking at possibly, I have a near complete Captain Power collection that I'm very proud of.
Yeah, because I'm the one toy line I would go all in if they were to relaunch toys would be Captain Power.
Yeah, I was a huge fan when that show, when that show was airing. I watched it every week, even though I never knew when it was going to air. And the toys, and I was all in back then, and I have a near complete collection now.
I'm in a Facebook group where Tim Dunningham actually talks to us. Like,
really,
he's a real estate agent now, or something.
Yeah. I thought he didn't have any interest in it because I've heard him in interviews.
Oh no, man!
The toys didn't work. The toys were crap, and
oh no, he's been very nice. Like people will just comment, about something, and then he'll just pop in and reply. Wow. Hold on. Man, Captain Power was some of the best stuff, man.
So the Powerjet XT7, there's 3 of them there. And then the Strikers, there's 2 of them there. There's 2 interlockers there. The Energizer Chamber, there's 3 of them there.
Wow.
And then you ever see the base?
Not the base, no. I had the power charger though.
There's 3 of them right there. Yeah. There's 3 power chargers. There's the whole base. I have all of the figures. I have the motorcycle. I have the field unit. There's 1 playset that I don't have.
Wow.
That's it. It's one of the little itty bitty like a mobile base or something like that. I don't have that, and I believe there might have been some European figures, 2 European figures that I don't have.
Man, yeah, no, it's one I even wrote to, I think it's Bobby Valla, from Valaverse. I commented or wrote to him on Facebook. I don't know, because it's an abandoned IP. Somebody could pick up Captain Power and maybe not do a show, but redo a toy line.
Fire Talks with the tapes. I have 2 sets of those tapes, and I have a VCR in my video game room for the purpose of playing those tapes and playing with those.
I never got the chance to play those tapes when I was a kid.
Dude, I thought I was hot shit because you remember the toys had a scoring system?
Yeah.
And during the TV show, which they were regulated, they could only do the interactive play thing for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire show. And I would always hit the max score. If you remember, the ships could only hit 25 points before they hit max score. And I had to turn it off and on again real fast to reset it so that I could start over and tally up the points. And I thought I was hot shit. And then I got to play the first tape, the beginner tape.
Yeah.
And I would always hit the max score with a beginner tape. and then you play the intermediate tape, and they kick your ass in the intermediate.
Okay.
And then the difficult tape, forget it. Like you won't make it like 2 minutes into the
Nice.
expert level tape. It's still to this day, man.
And then you watch a YouTube video of some kid who's doing max score on expert stuff, and there's always somebody better.
But right now, so that collection I'm like super proud of, because
I honestly would not put that in bins. I could not put that in bins.
And that's where I'm at. That's like how can I put that in a bin?
Yeah.
But that's you and me. Most other, and I have a lot of collecting friends that collect other things. A lot of people that come here, they look at that and they go, Bert, nobody knows what that is except you.
It's true. Anyway, well, there's I'll send you the link to that Facebook group.
It's a very niche group. So it's one of those where I'm on your side of the fence. I'm like, how dare I even talk about putting that in a bin?
Yeah.
But that's you and me. That's you and me. Everybody else that looks in my room goes, "What? Put that away, dude. Nobody knows what that is."
Yeah.
Put that away and get stuff off the floor.
I wish I had the knowledge, the funds, the stuff, but I would kickstart a freaking Captain Power toy line, buy the IP, and they were such. It was a good show. It was before its time.
I loved it. It ended too soon.
Yeah.
It did not have an actual ending, so it ended with a cliffhanger.
Well, yeah, that was the gimmick when you knew you were canceled, and on a cliffhanger, and maybe you'll get picked up a second season.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this has been great talking with you. I can't wait to meet you in Orlando.
Dude, it's gonna be fun. Do it while you're in Orlando. Let's go to Disney World.
A lot of people are telling me that I should do that, but I don't have the time to, because my flight is on. I arrive Friday because I'm trying to get a Thursday flight, but it keeps telling me no, there's no flight on Thursday. I have to do Friday. So
are you going by yourself?
By plane, yeah, but I have Ultra Megatronus. He's gonna drive from New York.
You should have done what Patriot Prime did 3 years ago. He came, I think, 2 days early, 3 days early, stayed with me, and then he left 2 or 3 days after the show. Stayed with me.
It's my vacation time that I'm playing with. Like it was a whole thing at work, but I'm good now. But I want to get a Thursday flight, so I'm still trying to switch it to Thursday instead of Friday. But then I'm not leaving on Sunday. I'm leaving on Monday morning. So
literally walking distance from the hotel is SeaWorld.
Okay. Well, we'll see when I don't know. We'll see if we have time.
So SeaWorld has some rides, and that's fine. But it's all cool and all.
Yeah.
Rides are cool. But honestly, for me, the best way to do SeaWorld, so I got my little one, my 7-year-old. And what I like to do with her, the best way that I find to enjoy the park with her is not do any rides. We go there and we schedule out when all the shows are happening.
Oh, okay.
And we get to the park and we go from one show to the next, one show to the next, one show to the next. When there's a gap, then we'll go to like the shark exhibit, or we'll go to the sea lions and go feed them, do stuff like that, and just try not to do rides at SeaWorld. And we really enjoy it when we go that way. If you want to get a good seat at the show, you got to get there a little early anyway. So if you're trying to do rides, it's kind of one of those where, what do you want to do? Do you want to stand in line all day for rides, or do you want to go see the shows?
You
kind of almost have to pick, unless it's just dead.
Which it probably rarely is.
I've gone because we used to do kind of like we do with Busch Gardens. We go, we try to do rides, and we just kind of mix it up. And can we get into this show while we do that other ride? And that's how we used to do it. The last 2 times I've gone, I went with a couple years ago when my 7-year-old, I think she was 4. I think she might have been 4. She was still in a stroller. My wife had a work conference in Orlando.
Oh,
and
okay.
we stayed at the Coco Key, which has its own built-in water park. So it was one of those where like, cool, like my wife goes to the conference, my daughter and I were just going to be at the water park all day.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like I think on Friday we're like, I'm going to get her out of the hotel. I want to take her to see. We got the passes. I'm going to take her to SeaWorld. But because she was 4 and half on a stroller, she'll walk a little bit. She gets tired. Let's put her back in the stroller, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't go on rides. I can't
No.
go. She was 4. She can't go on rides, and I can't leave her. Wait for me here, sweetie. I'm gonna go ride Samantha.
We're not in the 80s anymore. Yeah.
So I took her to the park, but it was just me and the 4-year-old. All we could do was shows.
Yeah.
And that's how I discovered it. And we had the best time. And I'm like, this was really kind of relaxing. Almost, it was relaxing. It was usually like theme parks anymore feel so stressful because you're trying to get as much done as possible. And you spend so much time in lines. And we just went and did shows. And I'm like, dude, this was the best trip to SeaWorld I've ever had. So the last time we went, when we went for Father's Day, I told my wife and Carmen, I said, let's try this. This is what Amelia and I did last time. And we had a blast. Let's try doing a day of no rides. Let's just go do the shows and the experiences. So they're like, let's give it a shot. Whatever. I mean, it's not like we have passes. If we hate it, we'll come back and do the rides, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we did it, and man, everybody loved it. Everybody agreed, like, you know what? Screw the rides. This is the way to do SeaWorld.
Oh, that's fun.
Do all the animal shows, do all of the experiences, feed as many animals as possible.
Yeah, I have back problems, so I have to be very picky on rides. Like if I can push myself down in the seat, like really lock my back in, I'm good. But it's one of those like your feet dangles. I can't do it because my back just really hurts. But I do in Montreal, they have the slingshot where it's just like you sit in a ball and I have to do that every time, and that's an extra $10. I actually $20 now.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it, I'm with 3 people. Nobody wants to do it because it's scary. I see this tiny piece of a woman. She's arguing with her 6'4" freaking fridge of a boyfriend. So I went up to her. He's not doing it. She wants to do it. I said, hey, I can't believe I said that to that guy in front of that. I said, I'm with a bunch of pussies too. Do you want to do it with me? She said, yes. We jumped on it. So we didn't have time to kick my ass. And then we flew out. It was the best time ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. New York Hunter Impressions. I think what he likes to do is a little something locals call drinking around the world. I think that's what he's talking about. Relaxing.
Yeah. And country is cool. I love Epcot. All right about science. Yeah, probably drink and ride. Or not ride.
Well, have you heard of drinking around the world?
No, probably not.
So
I haven't had a drink in 7 years now.
So with Epcot Center, you walk in and it's like the science-y part. This is what was it originally intended. He knows what was originally intended to be the experimental prototype city of tomorrow. Epcot.
Right. Okay. I've heard of that part.
The front part right there. And then you go across where the original restaurant was supposed to be, which they couldn't build because it's all marsh. There's this bridge. And you get, I went to college in Miami, so Disney was our playground. And then you get to this lagoon. And then around this lagoon, they have all of these sections of the park that represent a different part of the world.
Okay.
And you can go get, so what people like to do, people with passes and whatnot, locals mostly, they like to do something called drinking around the world, which is you start at one end of the lagoon and you get a drink from that country. And then you move to the next country, and then you get a drink from that country, and then you get a drink at every country, and you got to go all the way around the world.
By the time you get to Pakistan, you're pissed drunk.
It starts Mexico on the left, and I think it ends with London on the right. If you go left, you start in Mexico, you end in London. If you go left,
get to Canada, when you get to Canada, is it still the Native American bullshit video that they used to play?
I think that was Disney World. I think that was in Magic Kingdom.
Probably.
Yeah,
One of my friend was so insulted when she saw
yeah,
that.
that was Magic Kingdom. I
Yeah,
think that had that.
throw
But
up
yeah,
in,
so
like throw up in Norway.
yeah, New York Hunter Impression. Canada is there, but it's not the native. It's not the
I
native.
hope not, because
I
man,
think
that
it's
was 100 years old video. Like we don't have
I think the
whatever they were
native
showing there.
representation was in Magic Kingdom, I think, if I'm
Yeah,
remembering correctly. Not in Epcot. I think I might be mistaken, but yeah, no, Canada is represented. So you go and you get the drink, the local drink at every country, and you just try to make it around. And it's a
oh, that's
thing. And
fun.
there's like a strategy to it. You're supposed to start in this country, not in that country. Like you could go left or right.
Okay,
And it's supposed to be one of those you want to go. I don't know. I don't know if it's left or right, but you're supposed to start in one direction, and you'll make it around. If you go the other way, you're not going to make it.
you're trying to do the world in 80 days,
It's,
kind of thing. Anyway.
throw up in
That,
Norway.
but yeah, but we'll
Well, if
see.
you get on the Frozen ride, yes, which used to be Norway used to have the Viking ride, which of
Okay.
course has been now rethemed to Frozen, and they've watered it down a little bit.
Have you heard of the conspiracy theory about why Disney did Frozen? It's
No?
because they were tired of people searching for Walt Disney being Frozen. So now when you type Disney Frozen, what you get is that movie.
You get the movie, you don't get anything about Disney Frozen.
No. So yeah, it's anyway, it's just a thing.
Well,
Anyway,
I
man.
mean, it's another local folk tale that they appropriated.
Oh, probably.
No, it is.
That's why I don't give money to Disney. No original idea. And then there's the whole story where a lady died in one of their restaurants. So her husband, rightfully, I think, sues the restaurant at Disney World because they have those allergy alert and stuff, and they had signed those forms, they had filled those things. So she should not have been submitted to something that caused her an allergic reaction. Husband sues, which is normal. The Disney lawyer come in and say, "Oh, you cannot sue us because you subscribe to Disney Plus for a free trial for a month, and in those terms and condition, it says you can't sue us." And of course, the judge reversed that. Like, you can't put that in the disclaimer. It was a whole thing. And that's when I went, they've tried their defense on that. I'm out.
Yeah.
So I only bought one Disney figure since then, and that's recently, and I'm ashamed, but it's Onslaught, because that's when I started really reading a lot of comic books when they had, like, at the end of the 90s, they had the Onslaught saga. So that's my one rule I broke. But that's when I went, you know what, Disney, we don't have Disney Plus. We don't have, I'm like,
in my defense, I've been a fan of Star Wars since before Disney owned it. So yeah.
but that's another thing though. I kind of resent Disney to what they did with Marvel and what they did with Star Wars.
What they
Not
did
all of
with
it.
Muppets. What
They
about
what?
what they did to the Muppets?
I don't know what they did to the Muppets. They killed it too.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Disney, they can't handle big IPs, big franchise. They should have stayed in their lane, because I love Disney movies growing up. The Disney, the animation.
The Magical World of Disney on Sunday night.
Yeah, Aladdin, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast. When they did the Beast, man, he was such a powerful thing. And then anyway, I'm out of the.
Canada Pavilion has waterfalls and totem poles.
Dude, the only place I've seen a totem poles in Canada is at the museum about 40 minutes from here.
Maybe they did have the native stuff.
Yeah, I'm probably sure. Yeah. You can get a steak and poutine and beer, of course. Yeah, good beer. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by, Bert. It's always a pleasure. I'll have you again.
Dude, I could talk with you all night, dude. Like,
I know it's one of those. It's if you get you, me, and Rodimus Primal together, it's an unending.
Dude, Rodimus Primal and I, anytime we do a stream, it's like he and I will just go off left field, and It's funny because our after show, or after it's not really an after show, but like after we end the stream, we just keep talking.
Yeah, the same
And
thing. We spoke for 3 hours one time, me and
that's
him.
exactly
Yeah.
what we do. We like so when when we used to do these streams with the whole group together, we would do a stream and then we would always laugh because we like meant to do a 1 hour and we would do it for 3.
Yeah.
And then we would shut the cameras off and we would just keep on talking and we would do another 3 hours of just talking after we stopped the stream.
And then everybody's leaving. Well, I gotta get to bed.
And there's like people nodding off, and Rodimus Primal and I are talking about Godzilla.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, just remind the people where they can find you before I do my outro.
So Central Florida, I'm about an hour north of Tampa. Okay.
On YouTube. Nice.
Bert the Stormtrooper on YouTube, Bert the Stormtrooper on Instagram and TikTok. And
all right.
Facebook. Bert the Stormtrooper
Facebook.
on Facebook. Yeah.
There you go.
Every post that I post on my Facebook page gets exactly 3 likes. 1 from Raz, 1 from me, and 1 from my other account.
Actually, you get 2 from me because I do it with my Raz and my Donald account.
I do my Bert account and I do my my Umberto account.
Oh yeah, that's right. You get 4 because you get yeah. There you go. So thanks for watching, guys. Everybody in the chat. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this.
ROM video.
Yeah, if you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, which seems to be useless these days. Anyway, keep coming back.
I just looked at I did not get a notification about the stream.
Oh no. I'll get it tomorrow morning. I'm swear to God, I'm gonna wake up at 6. Notification's gonna be there. So anyway, where was I? Thanks for whatever. I do this whole outro anyway. Keep coming back. We have more on the way. Leave a comment. We love reading those. And remember that nothing in life gives the right to be an asshole. Take care.